I wanted to make actually the video for how I cured my depression. And I've really thought about it these days, and I've been touching I've kind of slightly touched on the subject for a few videos now, and I think it's kind of funny, saying that you cure your depression, that I have cured my depression. I would define that, and I would actually claim that I have, because I used to be depressed. I used to struggle with depression for my entire life. And what is the definition of curing your depression? Like, my own definition is, I don't know what the real one is, but it's I'm at a point that, yeah, sure, I get bummed down some days. Sometimes it's really tough. I've had last month, actually today, I've slept like so bad. Like the last months, kind of been pretty tough. Pretty tough. But I don't go into that place anymore where it's like total, where I kind of feel like I get stuck, like real darkness. So definition for me for curing your depression is basically that, yeah, sure, you might fall down, but I always have ways now that I will get back up and get back pretty quickly, I would say. And I've been really down low, so I understand some things in life are insane, right? I actually talked to my dad yesterday. He said he got depressed when he had a stroke, when he lost eyesight on one in his eye. One of his eyes, he lost the eyesight. And some depression can be really, really tough, right? But I would argue that, maybe something will happen. But anyways, knock on wood, hope not. So I want to share that with you guys today. How the hell I cured my depression. I've even written it down. So I want to say there's 3 things. Number 1 is basically, I want to start with the big one here, the belief that I can change and to have real dreams. So basically what that means is like, a lot of times when you fall into depression, I think the majority of people is, actually I'm filming this also in like my little childhood room where I used to live when I was a kid, So actually, yeah, I was, so this is very authentic. So one of the things is like the belief that you can change. So I used to believe a lot of times when I felt depressed, I kind of felt, the feeling I had as I fell into a place where I couldn't really get out of. I couldn't envision. Basically, what I think it is like when you feel that way, that you're falling into like a deep black hole in a way. It's like you don't envision a future for yourself where it's going to get better. You don't actually believe in yourself. That's kind of what it came down for me, at least. That I don't actually believe I'm going to be able to do what the hell I need to do to make myself feel the way I want to feel. I think that is a huge part of this. So a thing that really helped me to get around this thing is like, when I look back on my life, and I bet you too, I mean, even if you feel you haven't accomplished anything in your life, even if you feel you're a total utter loser, if you look back on your life, you will see that you have actually managed things that have been really difficult for you. You have actually probably a few things, at least one thing, where you look back, if you think right now, like, what thing have I actually accomplished that was really fucking difficult, okay? It could be anything from, I don't know, maybe you studied some part of math, like in school, that was really fucking difficult, you didn't understand it, or maybe you, like me, I've taken like two motorcycle carts and or like licenses, and that shit was really stressful. There's some field that you are exceptionally have and conquer the thing. So know that because you've done it once, you can do it again. It's literally like muscle memory. It's like riding a bike. It's like you have the capacity to actually do stuff that in the moment right now, you don't think it's possible, okay? You actually do not believe like you can do this. It doesn't have to be big things, okay? But view it like this. You did something, let's say one thing, back in the days that were really good. You put that in your toolbox, and we can now start looking forward to where you actually want to go, that you would find genuinely fucking exciting. Okay, that's number 1. That's what helped me a lot. That was one of the absolute biggest one. Second one, Okay, this also huge. I follow like Wes Watson, the guy that was in prison for like 10 years, and like at any moment I have the ability. You know, I have several things. Let's say I fall into depression right now. Like today, I was kind of like really bummed out. I slept bad. I went to the gym and I pushed myself in the gym. Maybe it's not the best after bad sleep, but like I have several things. So for me, I'll just say mine. You have your own, but you can have like for example sleep. Sorry, you can have for example workout, gym, no workout, meditation, um, workout, meditation. Let's say reading a book puts you into a higher frequency. Uh, let's say helping someone, like calling my mom, calling your friend, helping someone out. So literally what you're doing is, I said the word frequency, that's also a thing. It's like when you're down, you're actually a lower frequency. You're probably, if you read like Power versus Force or any of David Hawkins stuff, he talks about the scale of consciousness. You're actually in a lower place. But for example, really simple, if you go for a run, if you go and run like 40 minutes, what that will do, or do like push-ups, like hundreds of push-ups or burpees, you'll put your mind, because you will like elevate your heart rate and get your blood flowing and start doing stuff and releasing these like serotonin, dopamine, good chemicals in your body. You will elevate from being at like a level of, let's say for example you're at maybe fear. I was in a really fearful place not too long ago, and I went so much running, I did so many runs that I would start off, I'd be super depressed. And when I was at like 40 minutes, I would say 40 minutes plus, like 40 minutes to like an hour, I would just not be able to feel the fear. I would just be like, fuck, it's possible. I will be able to do this. I will be able to handle this. It's not going to be that hard. I'm going to be able to do this. And when I step off the treadmill at like 1 hour, I'm like in a completely different headspace. I haven't even changed anything. I've just been like going through it in my mind. I feel running is probably the best to elevate for me personally, like my frequency. Meditation works well as well. I would like to, if I go really down, I go for run, I hit the gym really hard, and then I do meditation, and I meditate a lot. I give myself time. I might set aside like an afternoon and be meditating like 3-4 hours. And the funny thing is, like when I get up from the cushion, and sometimes also after that, I'm like, I just feel like everything's like gone. I'm like, the fuck, where's the problems? Fuck, I can't find them anymore. So that's number 2. Number 3, mindfulness. We were just talking about it, but like mindfulness is huge. I want you guys to read the book Mindfulness in Plain English by Bhante Guranathan or something, but it's like the name, I can pronounce it, I don't remember it exactly, but it's maybe that was the Buddha's name actually. Mindfulness in Plain English, or Letting Go book, you know, or Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. But like mindfulness is so huge. If you literally, you'll understand by mindfulness, what I mean is like if you sit down, you do meditation, you do yoga, but like just talking about mindfulness, what it will do, mindfulness is basically like you're viewing your emotions from a third person perspective, and what will happen is like you'll literally understand that the problems are really subjective. Most things that you're having issues with are subjective. Your depression is subjective. What you think is bad is subjective. Do you understand? I know you think it's real as fuck, like what you want, what you don't want, all of that stuff. You think it's like really, really real, right? It's subjective as hell. Okay, I can promise you that, because like I was meditating when I had the biggest crisis in my life. I was meditating like 3-4 hours a day, and I was living all alone in the north of Sweden, like in the snow. I'll be meditating like 3-4 hours a day, and I would literally go up from my meditations, be like, dude, I feel amazing. I can just like live here all alone my entire life, have nothing going for me, and just be so at peace and feel amazing. I would just feel, you know, don't want to go into spirituality, but I would feel like at one with God. I meditated so deep, I went to sleep some nights, and I literally, you know, I'm not religious, you know, I would literally be dreaming of like angels and stuff, and I would be at so good place mentally. So those are my 3 things, guys. I hope that fucking helped so much. This is literally what saved my fucking ass. I don't consider myself a depressed person anymore, and I see a lot of depression around me. I used to be depressed. I'm 28 years old today, and I would say from like a few months ago, I'd say I've been struggling with depression for about 28 years. So I literally feel I'm in a completely different headspace today. I love you guys. Ask me any questions. Peace.